Welcome to today's Explainer. Hey there, a special welcome to all the focused learners out there joining us. Today, we're going to break down the anatomy of a microtragedy. We'll be mapping out the psychology, the exact timeline, and the ultimate, devastating twist of this incredibly brief internet story. So settle in, grab a coffee, because this is going to be quite the contemplative journey.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Could you go a whole day without the person you love? Sounds pretty simple on the surface, right? But this is the exact emotional wager that our entire narrative hinges on. By framing the story around this very human, super relatable question, it immediately sets the emotional stakes for the characters we're about to meet. It brings you right into the deep psychology of the story from the absolute jump.
Section 1. The Ultimate Challenge. So, our central figures are a girl and a boy, deeply, madly in love. But out of nowhere, the boy introduces this boundary-pushing game, and the core metric of this test is incredibly simple. Just one single day. He challenges his girlfriend to live a day without him. It's a brilliant narrative device, honestly, because a single day feels entirely manageable. It sets the girl, and, well, us as the audience, up to completely believe this is just a fleeting, innocent little trial of affection.
Let's break down the exact parameters of his game. Step 1. Live a day without him. Step 2. There will be absolutely zero communication between them the entire day. And Step 3. The ultimate grand prize. If she passes, he will love her forever. Eventually the girlfriend agrees to it. And this rigid structure is totally vital because it establishes clear, unbreakable rules. The girl truly believes she's operating within a safe, closed system where just a tiny bit of temporary deprivation is going to lead to an eternal reward.
Section 2. A day of silence.
The text is incredibly specific about her actions here. She didn't text or call him the whole day. But what's really fascinating is that it reveals this deeply human internal struggle. It notes that she was trying to contact him. Actually, scratch that. She had an intense urge to reach out. But for the sake of the challenge, she held back. So the absolutely crucial point to take away here is that her silence wasn't born from a lack of care. Not at all. It came from a fierce dedication to the rules of the game. She actively suppressed her own intense desire to communicate just to secure that promise of forever. She stuck to the challenge strictly by the book.
Section 3. The Hidden Truth.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the massive shift in the metric here. Before, it was just one day, but now the timeline becomes a ticking clock of 24 hours. The narrative drops an absolute bombshell. The girlfriend has no idea that the boy only has 24 hours left to live. That time frame, the one she thought was just a temporary game, that is actually the literal entirety of the boy's remaining lifespan.
The reality of this situation is incredibly stark. He never told her that he was suffering from cancer. He completely, 100% concealed his fatal diagnosis from her. The text just hands us this unflinching fact. He kept the ultimate tragic secret while initiating this test.
And this brilliantly illustrates the dramatic irony that acts as the absolute engine of this microtragedy. On one hand, she honestly believes she's just enduring a temporary test of love to win a beautiful future. Meanwhile, on the other hand, he knows full well he's dying of cancer and will not survive the day. The entire emotional weight of the story exists entirely in that massive, tragic gap between what she understands and the devastating reality he is secretly facing.
Section 4. The Final Note. Let's see how this builds into the tragic aftermath. We are looking at a completely inescapable timeline here. Point 1. The trap is set the second the challenge is issued. Point 2. Those agonizing 24 hours of utter silence that the girl endures. And finally, point 3, the arrival of the next morning. The text propels us forward to this morning, and it totally creates an expectation of a joyful reunion, right? I mean, the conditions of the test have been met.
But wow, the narrative delivers absolute emotional whiplash. We learn that the next day, early in the morning, she excitedly went to her boyfriend's house. I want you to really hold on to that word, excitedly. She thinks she has won the ultimate prize, but then the reality hits her like a ton of bricks. Her excitement turns to tears upon seeing her boyfriend lying in a coffin. That jarring, immediate transition from her excited arrival to the horrific visual realization of the coffin, it's what makes the climax of this short piece so visceral. And right there, resting on the coffin, she finds a note. We are left with these final, absolutely devastating words from the boy. "You did it, baby. Can you do it every day? I love you." It's incredibly heavy. He reframes his death not as an ending, but as an eternal extension of the challenge he initiated. So,
I want to leave you with a really provocative thought to take away from this explainer today. Was this a profound act of love to spare her the pain of watching him die? Or was it a horribly unfair burden, trapping her in a daily test of endurance for the rest of her life? Think on how those few words completely redefine what forever really means. Thank you so much for joining me for this analysis. Keep learning and keep asking questions.